Good morning, everybody. Good to see you all here this fine Saturday morning or afternoon or evening, depending on where you're tuning in from. Looking forward, as usual, to chatting all things business and marketing. What can I do to serve you? Bump my mic. But let's start out with the usual greetings. Whereabouts you tuning in from? Last week we had, I shouldn't even say last week. For the last couple of weeks, maybe even months, we've had a massively amazing international audience. So I'm looking forward to all of that. We'll start out with our trusty Kevin. Kevin, I don't know if you've missed a single one yet, man. If I could give badges, you would be getting the badge. So good to see you, my friend. Glad that you're here. Ms. Banks, good morning to you. Good afternoon to Kai or Key. Aaron, good morning. Latricia, good morning. Oh man, we've got questions coming in already. So, well, let me give you an update. What's going on? Well, in the world of marketing, lots of cool stuff coming your way. Fascinating changes to algorithms, to social media things. I'm gonna plant a couple seeds for anybody that's tuning in. You're not sure what to ask. I'll guide you in the right direction, and then we'll see if this works. So, questions to ask. What's going on with marketing? What are the algorithms doing? What are the social media platforms that are dominating right now? Which ones are on the way in? Which ones are on the way out? What are the best results for businesses of my size and shape and target audience and so on? So with that said, I say, whoa, hang on. Let's resize. I was trying to sit more to the side. There we go. To like make room for the questions here. I forgot to plug in my iPad too. So if we need to do any visual representations, it's going to be done through interpretive dance and sign language. Ms. Banks, good morning. Good morning to you. What is the best system to post content across multiple channels, maintain client information, including documents, and email marketing from that one system? Good question. Tricky one, because most systems, most software, they're still, in this day, 2023, they're still really good at like one thing. So it's like there's email marketing platforms that do email marketing better than anything else. There's CRM platforms that do CRM better than anything else. There's landing page platforms that do things better than anyone else. As far as like one system, the best one that I have that's going to probably do all of those, I'll put up a link here. You guys have heard me talk about this all the time. This is the one that I use mostly for, predominantly basically with all of the agencies for lead nurturing and for messages as a database for clients and things like that. So if I had to pick one, it would be this one. If I wanted to get specific though, I use ConvertKit for email. It's not my favorite, but it's my favorite right now. I use, what else did you want? Documents, maintaining documents. I use Google Drive. I don't find that anything is as close to as effective as that. Dropbox is meh, it's fine. I find Google Drive better. What else we got? Social media posting. I don't mind Metricool, but I've started using High Level as well for that. So yeah, your best bet is to find the ones that work best for whatever thing you're focused on most. Like use that sort of generic one to do as much as you can. And then as soon as you bump up against its limitations, then branch out into other things. Yeah, there's still no, like, again, think about the software that's focused on one thing. They can double down on that and really make it the best that they can that others just can't compete with. Kai, good afternoon. What are the most profitable niches and services to choose when starting a digital marketing agency solo? Is there a better approach or model to utilize, such as selling high level, etc.? So I don't think selling high level is your best plan as like a brand new agency owner. Like you just won't be able to make enough money to sustain yourself by selling the software without an adequate client base. Your best plan, anytime you're offering a new, like we'll say agency service, like you've asked here, but for anyone else listening in, you'll be able to apply this to your situation. My approach is almost always like a higher ticket service that involves more effort and personal relationship on your part. So if I had to start like today, right now, and someone's like, Adam, go build me a new 6-figure agency, without, this is going to sound arrogant, but like I'd have it done by the end of the day. And the reality is what I would do is I would go around to 10 different businesses. I'd probably go to like 30 or 40. I would pitch them on a service at $1,000 a month with the intention of closing 10 clients. And that would net you like 120 grand a year. And that's it. So I'd give them for $1,000 a month. I'd focus in on what they need most of. It's probably some combination of social media management, local search engine optimization, maybe a small advertising campaign. But I think if you focus around those areas, you're going to do just fine. As far as best niches to do in, I like local service-based businesses, something like roofing, plumbing, solar, HVAC, landscaping, pool service, dentistry, maybe, even though that one's like hyper competitive. Chiropractic, same, hyper competitive. The reason I like those is because they always need new leads and new conversations and new customers coming in the door. So if you can be the one to deliver that to them, you've got job security. Aaron, good morning, my other AE friend. I had power cakes for breakfast because I watched the video where you did the thing with them and they accidentally fell in the basket at the store. Anyway, they were yummy. Good for you. Yeah. I don't know, man. Kodiak cakes, power cakes, they're still good. I'm eating less of them these days, but I still love them every day. We got to have I don't even know the brand of pancake stuff we're using right now, but Kodiak cakes will always have a place in my heart. But that's amazing. Good for you. Latricia, good morning from the Piney Woods of East Texas. Good morning, Latricia. Good to see you here. And hi, everyone. I'm a teacher and mom of 4. Hey, cool. I'm a dad of 4. I know that feeling. Hope y'all have a great week. Adam, I uploaded my first YouTube video this week. Oh, man. Good for you. Hang on. I don't think I have my dancing bears. That's a celebration moment, though. Good for you. That's a big step. Like, that first video is the hardest one to post by far. Second is a little bit easier. Third's a little bit easier than that. And they get kind of progressively easier before they get hard again, because then you want to level up the game. So my challenge to you did one this week. Let's do one next week, right? Like, all I want is if we can do one a week, no matter what that entails, of the whatever quality we can get out in a week, I'm totally fine with. We've got to lower the bar often with what we're willing to accept to get the ball rolling. We often look at professional YouTubers and full-time content creators and be like, wow, I could never do that. And so we don't even start. Terrible idea. Like, you got to start to get there. So next one, good for you. Jerson, hey, Adam from Austin. Awesome, man. Another Texas. We got so much Texas going on. I don't know. Maybe it's like a YouTube thing where they just blast my stream out to everybody in Texas, but I might be in Texas when is it? October? Maybe October of next year? We will see. That's tentative. I've not been doing a lot of public speaking this last year or two. I've been doing a little more traveling and a little more downtime. So we'll see if I decide to start doing it again. Personally, I prefer doing this. So hop to the top. Hang on. There we go. What up, Justin from Fort Lickerdale? That's funny. I guess it's like a big spring break place. So we will see. Leaf Olson, morning, man. Morning, Leaf. Good to see you here. Glad you could make it. Joy, it's midnight here in Singapore. Hey, good stuff, Joy. Well, thank you for tuning in. We'll be watching the replay later. Can I check how to master graphic design for social media marketing? Okay, right on. I can answer that, and you can totally watch the replay, and you'll see your question answered. The way that you master graphic design for social media marketing is by, this is going to sound obvious, but it's really by watching videos on graphic design, looking at I don't want to even say competitors in the space, but like other people creating graphics for social media, finding styles and formats and things that you like, learning how they did it and reverse engineering it. That's literally the best way to learn. So for example, when I was first getting started before having editors, I would watch YouTube videos. I would see something that looked amazing and I'd be like, how did they do that? And I would Google it. I'd go to Reddit or whatever the equivalent was at the time. I forget what we were using back in the day, but like whatever the case, I'd find out how they did it. I'd be like, oh, they're using a green screen. And then I'd record something with a green screen and it would look like trash. So I'd go, how do you use a green screen? And they'd be like, you need to light it this way. And I would just slowly put the pieces together. But that's the secret. You can totally learn graphic design for all of that. Hop to the top. YouTube traffic is getting sketchy. I don't know if that's a reference to like it targeting different places, but that's amazing. Leaf, seriously, what are the algorithms doing? Let me tell you. No one knows right now. It's a bit of a crapshoot. Everybody's kind of like rolling the dice and seeing what comes up. I can tell you some takeaways though, because that's garbage advice. Instagram is on a slow and steady decline downwards, and they can't seem to figure it out. Don't know what it is, but they can't get their stuff together. They're putting things in front of people that don't want to see it. There's max exoduses from the platform. Facebook, much the same. You probably have seen Facebook or Meta. Their stock price was down like 40% in the last year. Like everybody's just getting crushed. TikTok is the one exception. Their algorithm is still relatively dialed in. They're doing a good job, but they have their own issues. They can't seem to figure out long-term brand building, sustainability, relationships, nurturing. So we're getting an exodus over to YouTube. YouTube, pardon me, choke on my own words. YouTube is probably the one that's doing the best right now, but even they're having some things that are going on where they're trying to figure out where to shorts play in, where to the future of podcasts, they're trying to sort of open that up. So your best bet really is to try, and this is going to sound trite, but try to cover your bases with as much kind of different content, focusing on YouTube and then using other platforms. So I'd create short form content, long form content. If you're thinking about a podcast, you can do it now. You can wait. I'd wait maybe until YouTube is a little more clear on what they're doing with it. But you've just got to keep posting and focusing on the audience over the algorithms, at least for now. Also, there was an interesting interview Colin and Samir did on their other channel. I forget what it's called, Creator Spotlight or something, where they interviewed a couple guys from YouTube about the algorithm. So if you Google that, there's some cool stuff there. Stephanie. Oh, hang on. How do I click? There we are. Stephanie, good morning from Arkansas. Good morning, Stephanie. Good to see you. The Beauty Bee. Good morning to you as well. Jay. Let's go. Crack a cold one and learn some marketing. Well, it's 8 o'clock in the morning here, so I'm gonna make a hard pass on that one. But yes, depending on where you are. Ms. Banks, okay, excellent. All the emojis, loving it. I always have to think through the emojis to learn what we're saying, and put them together piece by piece. It's like one of those puzzles. Hop to the top. What are good ways to block bot traffic from the ad platforms? This is a good question. The answer is there's none that I like. What I do is I factor in bot traffic into the equation, and then I try to do my best to take advantage of whatever tracking mechanisms I know I can use. So there's the nerdy way, and then there's the harder working way. The nerdy way is to use UTMs, what are they called? Universal tracking metrics? I've forgotten. UTMs. You know those weird appendage thingies that you see on the end of, hang on, we're gonna Google this together. Oh yeah, that's right. It's Universal Transverse Mercator. No wonder it slipped my mind. Universal Transverse Mercator. Whatever. The weird little things. You'd go to adamerhart.com/source equals YouTube traffic platform equals this value equals those huge long strings. That's what people are doing, and then they're going into Google Analytics and they're figuring out, all right, where did this traffic source come from? My preference, and this is harder to do, but I find it gives me better results, is I actually create separate landing pages or separate website pages that are assigned to each different platform or different ad campaign, because that way I can track exactly, and I know there's no weird things on pixels or tracking or cookies or things like that. So that's the more complicated way, essentially building out entire new funnels. So start slow, build them up from there. Mason, is it worth building a social media presence without something to sell? I'm thinking of Alex Hormozi. So Alex, awesome, super smart guy. He does have something to sell. He partners with businesses doing between, I think, $3 and $10 million a year. So the purpose of the content, and last time I spoke to Alex was 2018. So I won't put words in his mouth, but it's his intention is to build a personal brand, to build up goodwill, train enough people that they can get to 3 million a year so that he can then possibly partner with them. My view on the building a social media presence and personal brand without having something to sell has changed dramatically in the last decade. So when I first got started in marketing over 10 years ago, my strategy and my approach, which was founded by many people much smarter than I was that you never start a brand or you never start creating content without something to sell, because you're going to be putting in all of this time and money and energy. You're going to be attracting an audience who may or may not buy. And then by the time you have something to sell them, they may be the wrong people. It may not be the right offer. It was just a really long roundabout way to spend a lot of time not making any money. That's changed. And the reason it's changed is because the rise of the creator economy, the change in consumer behavior, increased improvements in the algorithms and what people are getting in front of, the increased acceptance of kind of doing your own thing and moving away from larger corporations. There's a bunch of other sort of micro and macroeconomic factors at play as well. But the takeaway advice here is that, yes, it does make sense now to start a social media platform, profile, channel, personal brand without having something to sell yet. I think you should have something in the back of your mind of areas that you would be interested in. I think also, just because you don't have something to sell yet, there's something you could find immediately through affiliate products, through joint ventures. But the opportunities that have been presented to me by having a personal brand and by having a strong sort of content game, they're infinitely larger, and they've presented new opportunities that I wouldn't have even known to go for. So my business has changed dramatically, even in the last few years, to where I now get to do stuff like this. Like, this doesn't make me money, really. I don't even know what the AdSense would be on like a live stream, like maybe $5. I'll go buy a coffee. But that's it. But what it does is it builds goodwill. It builds trust. It builds authority. It builds expertise. I help you. You maybe tell people. They tell other people. Other opportunities kind of materialize out of thin air. So yes, that's my answer. First of all, probably everybody has something to sell or ask or whatever it is. Even if it's like a feeling of personal fulfillment, and like one of the biggest reasons that I do this is it just feels really good to help people. And I've been fortunate enough where I can do that. So yes, start a brand. Corporal Diesel, good morning from Central Texas. Good morning, my friend. Good to see you here. Glad you could make it back. Ms. Banks, my pleasure. Glad I was able to help. The Beauty Bee. You are targeting beauty brands and beauty professionals. How could I organically market or advertise to reach them? I can't do ads right now. I'm a beauty brand strategist. Okay, so I don't think people should do ads anyway, if your business is doing less than 10 or 20 grand a month. And the reason is, because ads are an accelerator, not an initiator. So it's a fast way to go broke, right? Like if you're running ads to an offer that has not been validated yet, unless you're running the advertising with the intention of testing that offer with the market, it just really doesn't make sense. And there's so much you can do without advertising. Now, full disclosure, I love ads. I built my older career, was predominantly built around writing, running, all of the things around running online advertising campaigns, predominantly Facebook, but also Google ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads to a lesser extent. So it's like, I love them. I think they're amazing, but we use them as a scaling tool. So what can you do organically? Everything, so much stuff. For me, the big thing is personal brand, create content around the things that you're an expert in, that you want to help people with, talk about them a lot, be on the platforms that your target market is active and present on, whether it's TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or whatever it is. The more valuable content you create and engage with them, the better that you're going to do. If you want more specifics, we can go from there. I love Go High Level. Yeah, it's funny. I also do. It's powerful. I've used it for years now, and it's just really good. This video is not sponsored. Okay, Aaron, my question: how much planning and research do you recommend before committing to a business venture? I feel like I spend way too much time trying to be certain everything will work out. Gracias. De nada, mi amigo. Okay, so what do you do? How much time do you spend researching? You spend a lot, for sure, but you spend less than you do taking action. I think it was, I watched a video by Ali Abdaal this morning that I quite liked, and it was sort of on, can't remember the exact title, but it was basically like, he admits, and I do this as well, it's like we overthink things a lot. So it's like way overthinking. But as long as our overacting or our acting is 0.1% higher than our overthinking, we're good. So if you're overthinking things, that's okay. But if it's paralyzing you from taking action, that's not okay. Eventually you've gotta dive in and get started. Now here's a couple things that are probably going to help. Number one, the business you start with is not going to be the business that you end with. So you have to, do you guys remember Frogger? Where it's like you're on this side of the road and there's traffic going by and you've got to hop your little frog across. Old school Coleco Atari game. I don't know, they probably have it on PC or Mac or something like that, but you'd hop your guy, but you couldn't hop to the third log without hopping on the second log. Well, that's what business is. The business I have today is dramatically different than the business I first started with. It's not like I started one business, burned it down, started that one, burned it down, started that one, burned it down, though there were a few of those along the way. What it was more like was start this business. Oh, let's evolve here. Customers want this instead. Let's do that. Oh, this makes more money and is more fun. Let's do that. Ooh, I don't like that at all. Let's stop doing that and start doing this. So you got to start. Second thing, I had another point, but then I went on a rant and now I forgot it. Let me see if it can come back to me in a second. So we've got to get started. That's step one. The second thing is it's going to change. Yeah, here's my point. You don't need a lot of money to get started with a new business venture. So unless you're buying hardcore industrial equipment that's going to cost you 500 grand, which I would say don't do that, or be damn sure that the business is going to work out. But to start a personal brand or create content or start a website, which you can do for free. I've got a video on the channel on how to get a free website complete with free hosting. So you can't really go wrong. And then let it evolve from there. So yeah, I think the time is to shoot the puck, as they say in Canadian hockey slang. Alicia, good morning. I'm finally getting to see you live today. Yippee. But I've been watching the replays. Well, I'm glad you caught the replays and I'm glad you could be here live. Let me know if you got a question and we can hopefully hit that too. Also, friendly reminder, hit the like button if you don't mind, everybody. It helps with the algorithm and helps the earnings from the live stream go from $5 to $5.50, which means I can get whipped cream on the coffee. It's going to be a good day. I'm looking forward to today. Ubani, hey Adam, I'm thinking about getting more podcast guests for my podcast, which aims to teach, incite, and... Oh, hang on. I put a timer delay on the chat as well, just so people can't come in and just go like, bah, 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 bah. But then sometimes it bites me in the butt because you got to wait like 20 seconds between posting. So let me see. Hey Adam, I'm thinking about getting more podcast guests. So yes, that's a good idea. It aims to teach and inspire the next generation of professionals in various fields. Yes, I think that's a good idea. But get in trouble to do so? Okay, I'm not sure what the question is, my friend, but my advice is, yeah, absolutely. Get as many podcast guests as you can. The more popular and the better your podcast is, the higher the quality of the guest, the higher quality of the content, the higher quality of the next guest that you're going to be able to get. It kind of snowballs from there and gets better and better. Ms. Banks, my pleasure. Momo, hey Adam, for a Facebook page whose sales mainly come from Facebook Messenger, which campaign objective would be better to increase sales and cost effectively? Engagement messaging or sales messaging? Good question. Excellent question. If they're coming mostly from Facebook messaging, my advice is probably lead with sales messaging, but there is no reason why I would not have a separate campaign testing engagement messaging as well, keeping careful track of which one was delivering a higher ROI, return on investment, or ROAS, return on ad spend. So yes, definitely run them both. I'm super pumped that you know that most of your sales are coming from Facebook Messenger, because that's automatically going to make your life infinitely easier by doubling down on that channel and then spending most of your time figuring out the message and the offer and the hooks and all of that. Also, look at this one and use it to automate some of the follow-up sequences to get people into your funnel and then to convert them faster. What I found is that, especially when it comes to either an SMS sequence or a Facebook Messenger ad sequence, this has been the closest thing to a magic bullet that I've used. So this is kind of my secret weapon. This is what we run with all of the ad campaigns right now. Actually, all of them. Yeah, literally. I don't think I'm running one conversion campaign that's not through Messenger and that's not through like a lead form or instant form that's then feeding them in through there. So give that a shot. Elon Barr, hey buddy, what's up? You've been waiting for this live. I'm glad you could be here. I was waiting for you. I'm glad you're here. All right, Abdullah, as a solopreneur, how to get your first client and what service to choose? Well, let's talk about how to get your first client first, then we'll talk about what service. So how to get your first client? You tap your network, your friends, your family, people that you know, people that you might have known, go through your phone, text everybody that you know. It's kind of annoying, but hey, you got to do what you got to do, especially to get started. Here's the catch. You'll probably work for free or very cheap. You're going to be honest with people, letting them know, hey, I'm just starting this new thing. I'd be interested in doing this for you in exchange for a testimonial, a referral, a case study, yada, yada. If you can get 3, 4, 5 of those, you can then use those testimonials and referrals and case studies that you know what you're doing to then reach out to other people and start charging. And then you can slowly start to raise your rates until they cap out at the market top. So that's it. That's the secret. You've got to put yourself in other people's shoes, when you're first getting started, and be realistic. Because a lot of people are like, yeah, just run ads or do this thing. But if you're going to a business owner and you're like, I'm brand new, I've never had any clients, and I'm $5,000 a month, they're going to be like, hey, cool. Thanks very much, but no thanks. They're not gonna trust you. They have no reason to. It doesn't make any sense. One of my biggest mistakes, I think, when I was first getting started is the good thing that I did was I was willing to suffer. So I was willing to work for cheap and work for free and work for it. The mistake that I made though was that I didn't understand that even though I knew that I was good and I knew that I was going to way over deliver, it was hard for me to understand that they had no way of knowing that. So of course they're not going to trust me yet. They have no idea who I am. Okay, what service to choose? That's going to be the combination of 3 different things. I've got tons of videos on this. You should check out any video on start a marketing agency, make $10,000 a month. Just look at any of my videos on that. But it's going to be the overlap between 3 different things: your interests, your skills, and the market demand. I'm going to leave that one there because I've talked about that ad nauseum. But go check those out and they will tell you all you want to know. Okay, we got that one. Alicia. Let's see. Dwayne, our first person tuning in from Africa today. Glad to see you, Dwayne. South African greetings and North American greetings to you, my friend. I've missed these valuable Saturday live sessions. I know, where you been, dude. I was looking around for you, but I'm glad you're here. What would you consider a decent entry-level social media marketing package as a service for small business? So what would I consider a decent entry-level social media marketing package as a service for small business? Ooh, good question. It's gonna depend widely depending on where your business is located and what kind of basically geography plays a huge role here. So I'm going to use the major 5 English-speaking countries of like Canada, the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, because they all have a relatively similar price point, demographic, cost of living, et cetera, et cetera. So it's easier for me to put it that way. Decent package to start there. On the extremely low end would be something like $350, where you're going to do content curation. Like you're going to find content, you're going to post on their social. Super basic. $500 to $750, maybe you're doing a bit of that, some custom posts, you're scheduling some things, you're managing multiple accounts, give or take. $750 to $1,000, $1,250. Maybe we're starting to do some basic video editing, posting. We're doing possibly some very basic ads, promoting posts, increasing things like that, and then up from there essentially. But like the big thing for me is figuring out what your people want most. So do they want social media content? Do they want curation? Do they want management? Do they want ads? Do they want local SEO, which is typically going to be a better ROI deliverer for them? Like that's one of the most underrated strategies is local SEO optimization for small businesses, optimizing their Google business profile, getting them more traffic organically. Momo, what are the multiple ways and how can we use to increase Facebook page likes from content-wise to Facebook ads objectives? Awesome. All right. You know what we need? We need like a theme song for parts like this because this is the tough love section of the video, of the live today. So my friend, it's a good question. It's a common question. You're going to get asked this by clients. My advice is you push back and you push back relatively hard. Facebook likes are one of, if not the most useless objective you could ever do in all of marketing. They are a vanity metric and a bad vanity metric at that. So Facebook likes have no correlation to anything else in regards to making sales from the page and doing whatever else. My suggestion here, you create content for Facebook or whatever channel you're trying to get likes or followers or whatever for, you create content with the intention of making a sale, getting them to download a lead magnet, growing the business in some way, and likes and comments and shares and hearts and all of that stuff is a byproduct of the primary objective. So that's it. And never, don't ever let me catch you spending money to build likes because that just crushes my soul. Here's why. A long time ago, Facebook came out with the business page and we all got excited and everybody built up massive Facebook business pages. And then Facebook woke up one day and they're like, man, we're letting these people have all this stuff for free. I have an idea. Let's charge them money. And all of a sudden, all of your Facebook page, business page, organic reach was wiped off the map. Now, some of us were smart enough to clue into the fact that, hey, we could just pay $5 or $10 and we can have all of that reach back because a lot of people got mad on principle, very dangerous thing to do. And they just said, screw it, Facebook, I'm not paying you a penny. And so we just bought up all the reach. But the point is, like, that's the world we live in. So there's that. Galaxy Wolf. Hey, I'm finally able to catch up with the live stream. Awesome. Different time zone. Yes, most people are. So it's cool to see where you're tuning in from. I don't know. Let me know. I recently started working with my first client, a mental health institution. Any tips on getting leads through Instagram and Facebook? Well, first of all, good for you for getting your first client. That's a big celebration win as well. Latricia posted her first video. You got your first client. It's a good day. This is turning out to be an amazing day. Tips on getting leads through Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, they're tricky right now, but Reels are going to be your best friend when it comes to Instagram, as are carousel posts. So carousel posts, if you're going to do static images, there's a trick here, which is that you make your first 2 posts like the headline, the title, the hook, and then you tell the rest of the story through the rest of the carousel. I'm not doing those right now. I might test them again later. Instagram is kind of like a dead platform for me. It's not where I spend any time, as I feel sorry. Like if you've ever sent me an Instagram direct message, I don't check them. So I'm very sorry. They're sitting there and they will continue for all of eternity probably. But Instagram Reels are going to be your best bet. On Facebook, That's a tricky beast. Facebook ads still work. If you're going to do that, do this. I feel like I should just get a sign of this one, like put up back here, that side on the, like, there we go. On the back side of the studio. I'm going to like wedge myself in between here and not move. Because what you're going to want to do is run some kind of Facebook lead ad through an instant form, put it through there, have a follow-up sequence. They're going to need to spend money, but you can probably get away with like $300 a month, $600 a month, $10-20 a day, which for any business that's serious about it shouldn't be an issue. The B2B, I go live on Facebook with a 30-minute training. Should I turn those into YouTube videos? You can, but they won't do as well. What you're better off doing is, so I guess the answer is kind of yes, but don't expect them to do anything. But I'd rather you do that than nothing, maybe. So it's like, if you're going live on Facebook with 30-minute training, amazing. Could you just go live again on YouTube and do the same 30-minute training, but on YouTube? Maybe you're going to have a smaller audience that's there, because if most of your audience is on Facebook, but like you're going to get better results by doing content natively on the platform. The other thing that you could do, which I would strongly suggest, go live on Facebook for 30 minutes, have a coffee, drink some water, chill out for a bit, then just record a YouTube video that's 10, 15, 20 minutes of the highlights of that live, of the questions that you answered. Make it specific to YouTube, then upload that, and you're going to do much better. Adam, what are your thoughts on using Fiverr to build out a whole marketing team? I think it's fine. I would replace Fiverr with like Upwork, simply because I think although Fiverr's coming up better. Like Fiverr used to be a bit of a dumping ground years ago. They're doing a lot better now. So yes, you can do this. The thing with building out a whole marketing team is you need to know what you're hiring for, and you need to be able to judge who's good, who's not, and see the results. So yes, you can absolutely build lots of stuff through outsourcing. My agency, at its peak, we had full-time staff, but we also had a number of contractors that we were using. We found them mostly through Upwork and Indeed, which is more of a job posting site. But like we had SEO people to help us with link building. We had content writers to help with content writing, because there's only so much that I'm able to do in a day. So yeah, I'm cool with it. Just make sure you know what you're doing. Greg, morning from Kansas. Morning, my friend. What are the best statements or questions to ask ChatGPT in order to make money online? I would just ask them that. Hey, ChatGPT, give me the top 20 ways to make money online. Now, there's a couple things that you need to be aware of. Number one, ChatGPT is limited to information from 2021 and previous, meaning if there's a new way and a better way that's come out in 2022 or the early part of 2023, it's not going to know it. So you're going to miss out on that. But it will give you some ideas, and then you can double down. My advice here is skills, interests, market demand, right? Like all of the videos that I have on those about starting an agency or making money or anything like that, go watch those videos. You will see that concept come up again and again. Once you have an idea of that, then you can go back to ChatGPT and you'll be like, hey, ChatGPT, give me ideas around selling solar leads or whatever it is. And they'll give you more stuff. All right. Whew, we're talking fast, running out of air. Jasmine, good morning. I have my first local potential clients for GHL. Look at all of this, guys. I'm impressed. Good for you, Jasmine. That's amazing. One of them is a tiny meat market grocery store. How would you go about helping them get more traffic in the door? Yeah, like, I think we talked about this last time as well. It'd be interesting to see, actually, because it depends on what's fresh on my mind. Like, there's so many different options and tactics available, so it's interesting to see what my brain decides to pull out today. Here's what my brain says today. I like locally targeted Facebook ads, targeting the local geographic area around the store, highlighting some kind of special or some kind of thing that people would be interested in. That's it. In fact, fun story, I ran ads once for a spa, a local spa, and literally all I did for them was, it was more complicated than this, but like this was the concept of it, was that I would take one of their spa packages. I'd be like, hey, can we make a really good spa package? And they'd be like, yeah, here, give this thing, do this thing. I'd be like, cool. I'd make an ad. I'd put it out to people that I knew were super interested in that. And then the bookings would fill up. I wish I could say it was more complicated than that, but like simply making people aware of what you have is often enough if they're not aware of it or why they should care. So that would be my best way. Ramika, good to see you here. Wanted your thoughts on using AI writing for creating blogs. To me, it's just a starting point. Cough, cough. Yes, to me, it is just a starting point as well. So my advice is probably not to just take it, copy and paste it. You could do that if you're doing like strictly SEO and you're not intending to write for people. I don't think that's a smart move. So yes, definitely use it as a starting point, use it to get ideas, but you're going to be better doing it yourself. As an example, if I get another writer or I get AI or I get something else to write me something that I want to use as marketing, I spend, I promise you, just as much time editing that document as I do writing something from scratch. So it's a different kind of work, but it's the exact same amount of time to me. So far, it's not saved me any time. That said, it's given me new ideas and angles and things like that, but I still have to put it in my own words and make it my own and add my own expertise and insights. So yes. Jay, I want to make custom landing pages for my PPC ads. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. What tool should I use? I'm most familiar with WordPress when it comes to making websites. Yeah, I got a lot of options. Look at two in particular. Number one, I'm going to pull this up one more time. We're just going to keep hammering this down. Look at this one for making landing pages. See if it will fit the bill, because it's also going to enable you to then have the conversation. The other one that I like is Lead Pages, Leadpages. In fact, if you go to the YouTube channel and you look up like landing page, Adam Earhart landing pages, you'll see a guide on like the landing pages that I use and how I make them inside Lead Pages. So there's that. Chris, good to see you, buddy. In your opinion, what are the best Google ad types for local services? Best Google ad types, I just like straight up search-based text ads for local services. That's it. Like the bare bones basic one. You can make it fancy if you want with like rich snippets and location and external links and adding phone numbers and like pretty it up a little bit. But you really can't go wrong with like good old fashioned text ads. It's what people know. It's what they like. Momo, how can we drive traffic and sales to a website which is not your own, but like increasing sales on sites like Amazon or Shopify? That's what happens when you mix sites and Shopify. So I don't like driving, well, certainly not with paid ads. I don't like driving traffic to offsite places like Amazon, or Shopify's the exception. I'll run it to Shopify because Shopify would be the equivalent of like WooCommerce or WordPress or any other website. So literally any traffic tool works. Anything. Paid, earned, shared, owned, Facebook ads, blog articles, podcast links, YouTube videos, Instagram reels, like all of those apply. As far as sending them to Amazon, I don't like that. I would use in the Amazon ads to drive traffic right within Amazon rather than sending someone to it. You're just going to pay more and get less. Terrible slogan. Galaxy Wolf. And to add to my question, thank you for all the free knowledge you give through your channel. My pleasure. Helped me a lot to land my first client. Hopefully more clients soon. Hey, well, good for you. That's amazing. Thank you for taking action. Honestly, if I just put this stuff out, it'd be me talking to nobody and nobody doing anything. A weird channel. Actually, that was my channel when I first started. I was just talking. Nobody was there except my mom. Thumbs up from mom. Codename Zulu. Hello from Dallas. Hello, Codename Zulu. Good to see you. Thanks for being here, buddy. Tyler B talking, or writing in this case, I guess. What's up from North Texas? Oh man, another one. Excellent. Maybe it's just because I keep referencing people from Texas. If I start referencing people from, I don't know, Colorado, we'll get more Colorado, but that's excellent. Setting up my office studio today. No more put up and tear down. Good for you. That's going to make things so much easier. In fact, fun fact, I was going to make a video on this and I haven't yet, so it's going to be done before we're done. But like what you're looking at is obviously the main office here. I can't change my camera around because it's way back there, but like there's the second scene there. There's the green scene section there. And I'm building and by I mean someone else, is building another recording studio unit just over there outside, another whole new spot with new scenes with all of that. And it's simply to make the content creation process easier and faster. That's it. So the more obstacles that you can remove that stop you from taking action, the better. For me, that came down to buying more cameras, because now I no longer have to like tear this one down and move it over there and move it over there and do all this thing. Like it just made it easier, which means I'm able to create more stuff. Obviously, when you're first getting started, it doesn't make sense to do that, but find ways that can alleviate, it's called theory of constraints, where you find the bottlenecks in your system and you seek to eliminate them to make things easier. Elon, can you for a second go back in time to Adam's early days as a marketer and tell me, how did you find your first client? Were you the one to create content and edit their website? Thanks, Adam. Yes, I can. I'll go back in time. I remember well-ish. So when I first got started, I think I found my first client through a local networking group. So I joined BNI, which is Business Networking International. It's like a local networking group where they let in one person from each different industry with the intention of getting referrals from each other and growing each other's businesses. We met for like an hour at 6 o'clock in the morning, like an hour away from my house. It was super far away. And like go there for breakfast. Everybody would talk and they would be like, "Oh, what do you do, Adam?" And I'd be like, "I do marketing and websites and things." They'd be like, "Cool, I need that." Or let me introduce you to someone. Now, fortunately, at the time, nobody was really doing marketing that well there was other people doing it, but they weren't willing to sort of like go through BNI and go do all of the grunt work. So I ended up building my business very quickly. In fact, many of my friends from back then are still friends today. My buddy who's an optometrist, I went and saw him the other day for new glasses and things like that. So good relationships, good friends for years later. But that's how I got my first client. And I had no idea what to charge or what to do. And it was like $100. And I drove to their place and wrote all their stuff and like drove back. I basically did everything. But I wanted that referral and I wanted that testimonial. And shocker, it worked. They're like, "Adam's amazing." He was didn't charge very much, which was probably a bad decision in hindsight, but like it was okay. And then my next one was, I don't know, 300 and then 500. And I remember my first client that was like $1,000 or 1,500, and I thought I'd won the lottery. I couldn't believe that someone was going to pay me that. And I way over delivered and I made it amazing. But like then that grew, and then $3,000 and then 5 and then 10 and then 20 and then 100. Like it just goes from there. Once you're good at what you do and you're able to deliver people results, things take off pretty, I don't want to say pretty quickly, but they take off pretty consistently. Jefferson, hey Adam, Jefferson from Miami, Florida. Good to see you, buddy. And yes, I appreciate your comment the other day about like, "Oh no more get rich quick videos" with that last one. I was like, yeah, definitely not. So, and I appreciate you also saying you watched through the video and realized it wasn't that. Yeah, it's interesting when we're making content. I use the royal we. When we're making content for YouTube, there's this balance, right? Of like all the things that I want to talk about and I think are super important. And then also the things that I need to do to like appease the algorithm just a little bit. And just like, here you go algorithm, make sure that you're happy and do all this stuff. It's a tricky balance, but we're walking that line. Mandy C10, I work in digital marketing for a healthcare tech company. I find myself feeling stuck between finding relevancy and professionalism in social media, looking for recommendations on how to maintain both. So I'm going to read between the lines a little bit. I'm going to assume by like relevancy, you mean like trends and funny things like you don't want to catch yourself doing like weird TikTok dances, but at the same time, you don't want like the super corporate stuffy healthcare tech where it's like, we help people do this and our mission is synergy between clients and patients and whatever it is. Like, so that's what I'm assuming you mean. The answer is, just by asking that question, you're probably already going down the right path. So neither of those is going to be right for you. The super corporate stuffy side, like we got to burn it to the ground. It doesn't work. It's amazing when I still see people doing stuff like that. I was like, just, you're wasting your time. Like you're better off not doing it. On the other side, if all you're doing is weird dances and weird trends, like you're not attracting the kind of people that you want. So you're asking the right questions. I think my advice to you is that you can make the kind of content that you think you should make. So for example, my channel might be a bit of a departure from, it certainly steers more on the side of trying to make marketing as fun and accessible as possible. Like I'm never in a suit and tie. I'm never representing things as boring and formally as like they were once presented to me back in university days. But it's like you can do whatever you feel comfortable with that's going to be interesting and relevant and relatable to your ideal target market. That's the big thing. Would my target market want to see this? Would they find value in it? Then make that. And I think the rest kind of solves itself from there. Leaf, I want to start a digital agency with an emphasis on video marketing, but I don't want to edit every video. Rather, I would want to provide consulting and provide social posting. What are your thoughts? I've got multiple thoughts. It's a good question, Leaf. The big thing for me is that you have to make sure that the service you're offering is something that people actually want. For example, back in the early days of my career, my passion was like content marketing. I knew that that was the secret. You need to make content. You need to make it good and intriguing and relevant. You need to tell stories. You need to provide facts and figures and represent them visually. You need to do all of those things, but nobody wanted it. You know what they wanted? Facebook ads. So I did Facebook ads. And then I used Facebook ads to tell the story and make the content to do that. And then once I got them great results with Facebook ads, I was like, hey, you know what would make this even better? Content marketing with this. And they were like, yeah, Adam, seeing as you've already earned our trust, they didn't say this was implied, we're willing to give you the chance to go do this new crazy idea of yours. Content marketing sounds insane, but hey, we'll try it. And then shocker, it worked too. So if people want video editing, then you don't have to do it, but you're going to need to find someone that does it. I'm not saying you have to, but like keep that in mind. Next, do they value consulting? My guess is, especially when it comes to video, they're not going to value consulting as much as they are someone showing up with a camera and just doing it for them. There's a very different mindset between done for you services like doing video stuff and done with you like consulting. You can do consulting, but it's a trickier road. And especially when it comes to something tangible like video, like you better be really, really good at it to get someone to be willing to trust you with it. So for example, back when I was doing consulting, even as recent as a couple of years ago, I would consult on Facebook ad campaigns. I wasn't running them for clients, but I would consult on it. But that was only because I'd spent a decade becoming a quote unquote master Facebook ad marketer. I did referrals and testimonials from some of the biggest names in the business. So people were willing to have me come in, work with their ads team or their ads agency and give them best practices and ideas and hooks and angles. So those are my thoughts. Okay, Vidali. Hey, please tell me top 5 market research points for quick market research. Oh, I got a video on this. Just go check it out. It'll be easy. It's literally called Market Research, Adam Erhart. You'll find it. It's the recent one, and it gives 5. Alice, need your idea on how to create my website, Adam? Another easy one for you, Alice. Go to Adam, the YouTube channel, Adam Erhart. Get a free website, and it has a video on how to get a free website and free hosting. Solved. Genetic, hey, good to see you from Cleveland, Ohio. Woo! Question, where do you get your marketing insights from? Like what experts or newsletters do you subscribe to? Oh yeah, excellent one. Lots. Man, so many. Where to even start? I don't want to send you down this like wild path of reading like 1,000 different newsletter things. What I will often do, like let's assume I didn't have any ones, because a lot of the ones that I read through basically just like Content Marketing Institute, Digital Marketer puts out good stuff. HubSpot often has like really up-to-date research and articles. Oh, there's so many. Search Engine Journal, if it's SEO stuff. Social Media Examiner puts out really good stuff. Like there's a ton. But if you just kind of Google this trends, that trends, what's happening, this and that, like you'll find the ones that are relevant to you. A lot of it's going to depend on what you want, what area that you want to get more information on, because everybody has their own little niche and their own little pocket where they're going to double down on. Chris, can I just niche down in my advertising? I build sites and run ads for clients. Can I advertise to different niches while actually serving many different markets? Yeah, totally. That's the beauty of ads, actually. In fact, the one benefit of ads, I would say almost over like, well, there's a couple of them, but like the big one obviously is like instant scalability. Like if you have an offer that you know converts well, you run ads and now you just hit more people faster. The other benefit of ads though is targeting, meaning yes, you can absolutely run targeted ads to targeted people and they'll never know that you're not the person that's also doing that or whatever it is. Harder over the long run. Like my advice is find the best niche for you and double down there. Because in my experience, I would find it very hard to think of a single niche that wouldn't be like $1 million business. Like there's almost none that I know of that like wouldn't do it or haven't done it before. I've had clients and friends and colleagues that have had 7-8 figure, like $10 million businesses in some of the most obscure niches. They'll be like, really? That's fascinating. I know one, they teach, what is it? It's like mobile phone photography and they're doing, I think it was like 30 million a year. So it can all be done. Utopia LC, hey Adam, where can I get a good marketing plan template online? There's a couple different ones. I like my cheat sheet, but it's not a full plan. It's just going to give you like legitimately the cheat sheet. I don't have one that I love, to be honest with you. And the reason is because I think a lot of them are full of fluff. So a lot of them ask you, they'll do like all kinds of different SWOT analysis and pestle analysis. Porter's five forces, shows how often I do these things. It's like they're not going to be as good. I find, at least for me personally, I like my cheat sheet. So I don't have one that I love. You can Google them and try and find one that fits the needs that you think are going to work. But man, they often end up just like drowning you in minutia. like all this other stuff that I just don't think is that important. But still, if you can find one that works for you or works for the clients you're working with, go for it. Spencer, hey, from Nashville. Hey, Spencer, I love Nashville. Cool city. Spent a decent amount of time there. EJ, hey, Adam, what is the best business part or idea for a starter in online business digital marketing? What is the best business part or idea for a starter in online business digital marketing? I think I understand, but to make sure, I'm going to actually send you to a video on the channel called How to Start a Digital Marketing Agency. Type that in, Adam Earhart, you will find it, and it's going to walk you through my views there. Carl, thank you for all your hard work, Adam. Oh, my pleasure, Carl. Thank you for being here and asking questions and just supporting by being here. Good to see you. Black Girls Consult 2, good to see you again. Glad you can make it back. Morning, any suggestions on starting a YouTube channel with just shorts if you don't have long form content yet? I've heard you mention this before, but not sure of the context. Does this make sense? Yes, it does make sense. And here's my view. I'm all for it if the intention is to add long form content to it sooner than later. So I think anything that gets you to actually get out there and start a YouTube channel, start creating that kind of content, I'm all for. Like, just literally just do it. Get started, start making them. And then as you're making these shorts, start a Google Doc or a Word doc or something like that and start taking your best ideas and putting them together and start seeing, hey, I've talked about 5 things about, I don't know, lead gen, 5 different shorts. Maybe those could all be put together into one long form video. Now you've got a long form video. One long form video a week, a few shorts a week, decent place to start. Like, if you can get that going, you can start to build up traction. It's not a fast game, but like, what an amazing game. I can't even tell you just how amazingly powerful it is and how doable it is as well if you're willing to keep at it. So yes, do it. Excellent question. Jefferson from Miami, Florida. Excellent. Yes. We said hi. We'll say hi again. How would you go about generating leads for a branding and web development business using social media? Lead gen for branding and web dev using social. So I think I like that you qualified it because it means that I'm able to give you a more specific answer, but I don't think I'd limit myself to social. So like, there's so many different platforms that you can use, including local networking, including organic content marketing, including possibly blogging, podcasting, whatever else. So lots of options. As far as lead gen almost always happens in one way, and you're going to be able to apply this however you like, but like, lead gen happens this way. I have this thing. Would you like it? Yes, I would like it. Let's do this thing. Let's do this dance. Now, typically this thing is going to be a lead magnet, a free download, a cheat sheet, a PDF, or whatever it is. It could be a consultation. It could be an audit. It could be something, but we're giving something of value to a target market that is willing to give us their contact details in exchange. And then we need to nurture the lead and so on in order to convert them. So really the best piece of advice is to come up with content and lead magnets that are enticing and valuable to the target market so that they're like, yeah, I want that thing. And then they come on down. Jacob, as you advised me some time ago, I started a YouTube channel and actually got one client with like 200 views. Thanks. Dude, good for you, man. That's amazing. Do you have any tips for growing a YouTube channel faster? Can I publish 3 shorts a day? Yes. So my advice for growing a YouTube channel faster, first of all, there's such debate over like quality versus quantity. My argument here is like, there's a lot of people talking about how quality is more important. Even I've started talking about that more, and I've got to provide context, which is the beauty of these lives. When you're first getting started, quality is a really hard goal to shoot for. Like, we don't really know, like, is this good? Is it bad? Do people like it? There's also a minimum viable, acceptable standard of quality, which may be lower than you think. So it's like when you look at like some of the top YouTubers and things like that, depending on what niche they're in, like sometimes their production quality is either amazing and we're like, oh man, I could never do that. Or it's just not that good. And you're like, oh man, what else are they doing? And then it's a combination of avatar awareness and the market they're in and the topics and so on. But like, to be tactical with you, yes, you can post 3 shorts a day. I have not seen this. My consultants have told me that over 3 shorts a day, you start getting diminishing returns, but you can do 3 shorts a day. I would like to see 1 to 2 long form videos a week from you. That I think is going to have better results than 3 shorts a day. But if you want to do that and however many shorts you can fill in the gaps, that would be amazing. But yeah, it doesn't take many videos or views. Like if you make the right video for the right person at the right stage, 1 view, I mean, that's a little exaggerated, but you get my point. It's like the right person with the right question sees your video. Yeah, you can get a client. So sweet. Okay, I got like 5 minutes left, and then we got to go climbing today. Saturday morning climbing session. Chris, I have my video set up ready to go. If my goal is to add to my monthly marketing client list, should my videos be geared towards business owners or marketers? Okay, you've got your video set up ready to go. If your goal is to add to my monthly marketing client list, should my videos be geared towards business owners or marketers? Well, who's your target market? Are you selling to business owners or are you selling to marketers? And I think that answers your question. Like if you're selling to business owners, then your videos should be geared towards business owners, which I think that's it, and vice versa. I answered that one. Roy, morning Roy, good to see ya. Abdullah, how to do social media marketing of the products that can't be advertised like knives? You can't. Honestly, I mean, like I could give you some backdoor ways of like offering complimentary services. I don't know, depending on what type of knives, like weapon knives or cooking knives, camping knives. I don't know. They might not differentiate between them, but it's like you could find sort of complimentary things to it. Like, I don't know, if you're selling camping knives, maybe you could talk about other camping things that people would be interested in, but that's complicated. I just wouldn't. I'd find another path other than going through social media. I don't like trying to game the system or game the algorithm because it never works. And if it works short-term, never works long-term. So you put all this effort and energy into something that just goes away. Bruce Ellaby, good to see you. Denver, if I remember correctly. We'll test my memory. I had a meeting with a fitness studio owner that's struggling to get new members. He's unhappy with his current marketers and asked me to take over next month. What research would you do to prep? I would ask him all of these questions. Hang on, where's my cheat sheet? That. I would ask him these questions. Number one, tell me about your business model. What do you sell? What are the packages? What are the price points? What are your upsells, your downsells, your cross sells? What does everything look like around your business? Number two, market. Who's your ideal target market? What are the best clients to your fitness facility? What do they all have in common? Where do they live? Are they mostly men, mostly women? What do they sign up for? Is it this service or that service? Whatever it is. I want everything. Next, message. In the past, what have been the messages you've used that have worked best? Get a month free, get a trial membership, get a free personal training session, buy one, get one free, get a free supplement, whatever it is. Next, media. Where are your clients present and active online? What have you done in the past that has worked and has not? Do you have a decent Facebook following, Instagram following, TikTok, YouTube, whatever it is? Email list. I want to double down there. Where am I? Media. Good. Machine. Fifth and final piece of the puzzle. How do you normally get people into your world? Do they walk by the street and see a sign? If so, we need a bigger sign. Do they hear about things from a friend? If so, we need to encourage more referrals. Do they see posts on social media about this new program we're running? If so, we need more posts on social media, not to mention running some ads on it. That's it. Then I would, at risk of sounding like a broken record, I would install this and I would have the intention of generating them leads that turned into conversations that buzzed their phone so that every time you generate a lead for them, they get a notification that's like, hey, Steve wants to sign up for a gym session. You want to chat with Steve? And I'm like, yeah, I want to chat with Steve. And then you look like a wizard. All right. Matt C. Atari came out with Forger. With Frogger, I assume you meant. Yeah, that's awesome. Good memory. Our Frogger reference early, one step at a time. That'd be funny if it was Forger. Elon, all right. 2 minutes and then I got a jet. Let's see what we can do here. Adam, I watch your vids regularly, but still don't really get the actual executive actions for a brand. What are we supposed to fix their website? Maybe create content for them? Oh, Elon, that's a tricky question. I'm not sure what you're really asking. Like stuff around branding and what you need to do. Let's talk about that. I think the big thing here is that you've got to figure out, again, let me pull up my cheat sheet. You've got to figure out these elements because they dictate the strategy for the brand. A brand is a mental perception, an attitude, the ideas and beliefs that someone has about your business. We can influence that narrative, but what they feel at the end of the day is sort of, it's up to them. This is why branding is important and being clear and consistent through all of our messaging, making sure we're appealing to a single target market or area, et cetera, et cetera. For example, me here on this channel, my target market is you. I serve people that have businesses or aspiring business owners. That's it. I don't talk much about fitness or photography or anything else. I've got a lot of interests, but like I stay focused on helping you in the areas that I think I can help you. I don't talk about relationships or parenting or anything like that. Business owners that want to grow their business, make it run smoother, be more productive, make more money, or aspiring business owners that want to learn the secrets of it. So yes, and then everything feeds into that. Okay, let's find one more. Okay, let's do this. Latricia, we got one here, and then we're gonna jet. Client cleaning service, no website, Facebook only. Can you share strategy? Also, my Google URL is saying I can't verify because a reseller sold me the URL. I'm stuck. Where can I find help? Well, if you can get a new URL, you can do that. As far as a reseller, like you should be able to contact them to get your stuff verified. Like there are workarounds for that, or you just get a new URL depending on how married you are to it. As far as a cleaning service with no website, Facebook only strategy, they need a website, full stop, period. Like you need a website. Again, you can get a free one. Just go Adam Earhart, YouTube, free website hosting, get a free one because we need that to rank for local search, and Google business optimization is going to go a really long way. Like I'd be focusing there using services like, again, you can use this to boost your Google My Business profile. Not to mention you can use services like White Spark and Bright Local. Those are going to help you build up local citations, which will help do all of that. All right. It's 9 a.m. Time to jet. I appreciate you all. I appreciate the questions. Thank you for being here today. Have an amazing, amazing week. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the comments section of the videos as they come out next, I don't know, over the coming week, one of these days. But otherwise, thank you for being here. Have an awesome week. Keep up the good work. We'll talk to you soon.